That was Donald Trump hammering home his positions on the economy and how to get growth back. Will they resonate with voters on November 8th? Want to bring in our exclusive panel this morning from Trump's economic policy team. Wilbur Ross of W.L. Ross & Company is a Trump economic advisor. Peter Navarro of UC Irvine business professor and a Trump economic policy advisor. Andy Puzder is the former CEO of CKE Restaurants, Hardee's, Carl Jr.'s, and a Trump Victory Committee member. And Steve Mnuchin is the Trump campaign finance chairman. Gentlemen, good to see you all. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's great to be here.
Let me kick it off with what Donald Trump just started with, and that was the TPP and the trade deals. Wilbur, you are an international business guy.
Right.
You have seen dealings with lots of countries, whether it's with steel, right, with commodities. Talk to us about Trump's plans for trade, because I think they scare some people. He wants to redo all the trade deals.
They should not be scared, because Trump is not anti-trade. He's anti-dumb trade. And dumb trade is why we used to have a favorable balance of payments with Mexico of $4 to $5 billion a year. But do you know how much the cumulative trade deficit since NAFTA is with Mexico? $1 trillion. $1 trillion. That's ridiculous. It doesn't have to be that we have such huge deficits just to have trade.
I guess the point is, Peter, is if we're redoing NAFTA and we're going to try to do something different on Trans-Pacific Partnership and we're going to redo all these trade deals at once, isn't that going to be a disruption for the economy rather than actually focusing on ramping up economic growth?
Yeah, there's going to be a tremendous stimulus. If you look at the drag we have now on our economy, it's a $766 billion a year trade deficit in goods. That's factories and jobs going offshore. And to reinforce Wilbur's point, let's take South Korea. 2012 deal. This, to me, is the poster child of everything that's wrong with Hillary Clinton, our bad trade deals. As Secretary of State, she negotiated that. She called it cutting edge. She promised us 70,000 new jobs. What do we have 4 years later? We've lost 95,000 jobs. We've doubled our trade deficit with South Korea. And you know who's been hit hardest? It's been the auto and auto parts industry, which has the highest multiplier in terms of jobs. It's places like Ohio, Wisconsin, Indiana. And this is what the problem is. North Carolina, so you're talking to Pat McGrory earlier, it's like North Carolina has been hit since 1993 and NAFTA with all of these bad trade deals. So the idea is Donald Trump's a smart negotiator. The art of the trade deal is to go in and have good deals for the American people, use our position as the biggest market in the world, the most powerful economy, and do what's right for the American worker and American manufacturer.
If that's going to include tariffs on goods coming in.
Tariffs are only look, tariffs are only, that is not the end game. They are only a negotiating tool to bring each country to the table to give a good deal for the American people. Hillary Clinton, look, South Korea, 100,000 jobs gone because she didn't negotiate a good deal. We got to stop doing that.
Right, and not all of it should be tariffs. A lot could be just increasing our exports to those countries. China, for example, buys a lot of soybeans from us, but they also buy them from other people. If in turn they would just buy more from us, it would help. Same with natural gas, same with a lot of industrial equipment.
One of the issues is communicating these stories, but does he have the ground game and the money to actually explain the way you both have in terms of what these policies will mean for people's lives? Stephen Mnuchin, that's your area. What can you tell us in terms of Trump's ground game and what you're seeing out there from individuals, from businesses? You can't find many CEOs that have given Trump money, right?
Well, first of all, Maria, we have had a lot of people across the board who have contributed extremely generous. And as you know, we've had the largest online fundraising for any Republican ever. So we couldn't be more comfortable. The ground game is fully paid for. We worked very closely with Reince at the RNC. We have a terrific ground game, better than they've ever had before. And we just had a massive amount of advertising purchased. So we'll be competing with Hillary head-for-head with advertising this week. We couldn't be more comfortable with where we are on that.
Okay, so now you feel that you're going to be competing effectively with Hillary in terms of advertising, because she's been throwing out lots of negative ads against Donald Trump. And then there's Obamacare, Andy Puzder, and I want to talk about this as well as our next segment, because this is a lot. There's a lot here. pick a state. Arizona is going to see premiums up 116%.
Right.
We just got this news a week and a half ago. Has that impacted Trump's chances?
Oh, I think it's real positive. People are really angry about this. And if you're one of the millions of people in states like North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Arizona, as you mentioned, that have got these huge policy increases, and you were considering voting for Hillary Clinton, I mean, what the hell are you thinking about? I mean, she's just going to make this worse. So Trump's got a plan, increase competition, increase incentives so that people want to buy insurance, not that they're mandatorily required to buy it, a system that will really lower cost, increase quality, and get everybody covered. That's the kind of system we need. It's not the kind of system Hillary Clinton wants.
As a businessman yourself, having seen firsthand the impact of regulation and whether the pendulum goes too far, what has been the impact of Obamacare in terms of small business and mid-sized business as well?
Well, it's interesting, yes. This last year with a 7% increase in Obamacare premiums in the restaurant industry, a report by Civic Science came out that said 47% of people who've had their health care premiums increased are going to restaurants less and are 30% more likely to significantly reduce restaurant visits than people whose health care premiums didn't go up. We're kind of the canary in the coal mine in that respect, because that was the impact of a 7% premium increase. Next year it's 25%.
Right.
So it could have a real impact on the entire economy. This Obamacare is a disaster. It needs to be repealed and replaced.
I want to talk about the other parts of Trump's economic plan. We've talked trade. Next, let's get into tax cuts. Let's get into rolling back regulation and tapping into energy. That's his plan. More with our exclusive panel on Trump economics next.
Take the hassle out of holiday decorating with the Points of Light LED Light Show. 98 lighting effects and 12 color combinations, including all white. Points of Light is easy to set up, safe to use, and spreads holiday cheer up to 50 feet. Decorating indoors is just as easy. And Points of Light is energy efficient and weather resistant, so you can enjoy it for every celebration. This holiday, create a brilliant Points of Light Christmas. Get your Points of Light today. Only at Walmart.
You're a smart saver. You find ways to stretch your dollar. So why not compare your Medicare Part D plan with other options? Call or go online now and see how Aetna Medicare RX Saver could help you save. With a low monthly plan premium, access to over 60,000 pharmacies, plus $1 Tier 1 generic medications at preferred pharmacies including Walgreens and Walmart. Shop smart. Compare your Part D options today and find out if Aetna RX Saver is right for you.
The uproar over emails hits the FBI investigation that's rocking the race. Judge Janine is live with the latest, and Chris Wallace gets reaction from Mike Pence tonight.
Excuse me. What do you think you'd pay for this smartphone?
A few hundred.
That's top of the line. More like $425. More like $9.
What? That's not possible.
It is on DealDash.com. See, DealDash.com is a fair and honest bidding site. This top of the line laptop went for around $40.
That can't be. Incredible.
I know. Everyone says it's too good to be true.
But it's true. DealDash.com gets people real savings every day. Big savings. And if you're not satisfied, you get your money back. On DealDash.com, professional cameras sell for as low as $15. $50 gift cards go for $20. Laptops can be had for less than $10. And shipping is always free. It's perfect for gifts or just everyday necessities. Visit DealDash.com today and start bidding.
It's from DealDash?
Uh-huh.
How much?
You don't want to know.
DealDash.com. See how much you can save.
In today's dynamic world, facts matter more than ever. The Economist brings you the facts that count on subjects from politics and business to science, technology, and the environment. Sifting through the noise for the signals that need to be heard. Focusing on the essential data that tells the real story. For over 170 years, The Economist has delivered trustworthy intelligence and unbiased analysis that helps people like you choose where to stand on the big issues. Subscribe to The Economist and enjoy our weekly print edition, economist.com, and all of our apps, including Espresso. Experience The Economist for just $1 a week for 12 weeks with your exclusive 12 for 12 trial. Discover why The Economist is read by millions of Americans just like you. Sign up for your 12 for 12 trial today. Visit economist.com/smart or call toll-free 1-855-539-8846.
We're back with members of Donald Trump's economic policy team, Wilbur Ross, Peter Navarro, Andy Puzder, and Steve Mnuchin with me this morning. Let's go through the plan. Number one, cut taxes. Most important there is a corporate tax rate of 15%, which he thinks is going to enable and push businesses to hire more workers and invest. Number two, rolling back regulations, in particular Obamacare. Number three, tapping into energy. And number four, redo trade deals that have not worked for America. Taxes. It's going to be expensive, Wilbur Ross, cutting taxes that much. No?
It'll be not as expensive as anybody models because they're failing to take into account the tax revenues that will be generated by ending the trade deficit. That's $220 million more wages that'll be taxed.
Okay.
It's more corporate profits that'll be taxed. Unleashing energy, same thing. More wages that'll be taxed, more corporate taxes. We believe it's revenue neutral when you take the entire plan into account. As opposed to Hillary's plan, she actually is planning to raise corporate taxes.
Right.
She said $275 billion. To put that in proportion, that's 7.5% of all business earnings in the country, and it's 1.5% of the economy. That's going to kill jobs.
I don't know how you get businesses to raise money and jobs if they're paying more wages and paying more taxes, Peter.
Yeah. Look, the big picture here is from 1947 to 2001, we grew at 3.5%. Year in, year out, life was good. Since then, we've grown less than 2%. What's the problem? It's taxes are too high. Regulation's too high. It's a $2 trillion tax on our economy from overregulation. Hillary's shutting down our oil, natural gas, and coal industries and all these bad trade deals, which we've already discussed. What we need to do is go from this new dismal, what they call the new normal, get to 3.5% or 4% with Donald Trump's plan. That generates an enormous amount of tax revenues so we can pay for everything we need, plus create 25 million jobs. That's the vision. If you take something like corporate tax and you cut that, we produce in Michigan rather than Mexico. Simple as that.
25 million jobs seems like a big number, Andy.
Over 10 years.
Over 10 years. You think that's doable, and you think 4% economic growth is doable based on what we're hearing here?
I think it's absolutely doable, and I think you'll have better than 4% growth with the right energy tax, regulatory, and trade policies. You know, you can't, looking at Clinton's, you can't grow the economy if your tax plan is to redistribute income. You can't grow the economy if your energy plan is to address climate change instead of making America energy independent. And you can't grow the economy if your regulatory plan is to grow the government rather than the economy. I mean, it's impossible.